What's up, SRO Nation? This is Tyler Griffith. I'm here live in Anaheim, California at the Grove of Anaheim. Ninth Circle just opened up for Primal Fear and they killed it. I'm here with lead vocalist and lead guitarist Dennis Brown, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the music. How you doing, Dennis?
Doing great. How you doing? Thanks for making it.
Yeah, you got it, man. It's pretty close to us, so it was wanting to make it. And so recently you guys just got signed to a new record deal, yeah? Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's Pure Steel Records, Pure Rock Records, which is a division of Pure Steel Records. Because as you could tell, we're a little bit more melodic metal than we are like power metal or, bombastic speed metal. So it's great because they're an independent label. They let us do what we need to do. But at the same way, it just broadens our reach to get to people that would never have heard of Ninth Circle probably if it wasn't for them.
Yeah, so with Pure Steel, what kind of reach are you getting out to now that you hadn't had before you signed with them?
Basically, they have agents everywhere except for, as far as we know, the Middle East, Africa, and there's one other place, North Korea. Right. Other than that, they got agents all around the globe.
So are we looking at a Ninth Circle International Tour coming up here soon?
That would be nice.
So
we would not shy away from that.
There you go. In addition to the new label, you guys have a new album coming out at the end of the month called Legions of the Brave. Listen to it. Great album. Everyone needs to check it out. So how did you go about creating this album with the other two guys in the band?
Well, first of all, before I forget, you're a big Rainbow Dio Sabbath fan.
Yeah, I am.
Have you heard that expression before, Legions of the Brave?
Yes. Yeah, I have. I'm trying to place which song it's in, but I have heard it, yeah. It's for Neon Nights.
There you go.
It's in Neon Nights. There you go.
So when we first were writing songs, that particular song, Frank and I wrote the music, Frank wrote the lyrics, even though it was about my uncle that was a World War II fighter pilot. But just like anything else, we try to keep it to where we don't confine it to a particular war or a particular geographical space. We try to make the listeners, it could be a soldier going to war anywhere. So that just kind of set the tone. And then when we went through the whole songwriting process, the whole writing the songs, recording them, rehearsing them, and it wasn't until maybe like halfway through till we thought that Legions of the Brave was a good stamp for this album, because it has a little progressive influences in there, and it's not just we didn't just pick the name out of a hat. It's our third CD. It's definitely more progressive than our first two, and it's like a bold statement for us anyway.
You mentioned that it's a little bit more progressive. I know it sounds like a lot of the influences come from like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, a lot of those bands. So this album in particular, with the more progressive stuff, where did those influences come for the music side of it?
Well, actually, you mentioned, I just read your review today. I appreciate it, and you captured a lot of things that we were going for. And Frank and I, as the main songwriters, we started off with those bands. But just like you mentioned, in metal, there's so many different genres now. And I would say in the last 5 to 10 years, we started, I love hard rock. So when you really like something, you kind of see, well, what else is out there that relates to this? That's how I discovered Stratovarius. That's how I discovered Hammerfall. That's how I discovered Primal Fear. Was not listening to the radio, but just kind of, turning back the page a little bit and seeing what else is out there. So Timo Katipelto from Stratovarius, he's one of my favorite vocalists. And, obviously I have a ways to get to where he is right now, but his melody and the way he enunciates his words is definitely what I'm going for. So that was a big push. Hammerfall, they have like a more songs like, let's say like The Quickening, or let's see what Arcturus Rising. Hammerfall is like more like a upbeat melodic rock, heavy metal. So that's their influence. So whereas when we first recorded our first CD, those influences, they just weren't around.
So I know for Legion of the Brave you have a video out right now for After the Rain.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that process and making that video for that song. What made you decide to do that song for a video?
Well, that song, we just saw it as the first single. Our producer thought it was our first single, but the reality is, in the studio, you know, especially these days with the internet and everyone has a camera, we really wanted to give the viewer like a snapshot of what it is to actually record. I mean, a lot of people just think you go into a studio, they turn on the record button, maybe you do things 3 or 4 times, and then you're done, but there's a lot that goes into it. So if we could capture any of that in that video, of course we didn't have enough to fill however long the song is. It's almost 6 minutes. So we intercut a lot of studio footage with live footage. So hopefully anyone that watches that video, they can see the work that we put into it. That was our main objective, to see that, hey, you know what, we have a quality product coming out. We definitely sacrificed. There's actually, if you look very closely towards the end, it was actually Super Bowl Sunday when we finished it up. And if you look on the TV monitor, you'll see the Super Bowl playing. I think it was 2013. But we got a great rate that day, so
there you go.
Whatever it takes.
You talk about recording the album, and it's not just going in and doing, a couple times and then being done. So with this record in particular, how long did it take you guys to really create the idea of the record and go through the recording process to where you are now with it?
Writing the songs probably was about 6 to 8 months. Rehearsing those songs probably another 4 to 5 months. And then recording it, that's probably 8 to 10 months. And then doing all the red tape, dealing with the record company, the artwork, all that. That was actually the longest part. That was like 8 to 10 months. So the thing is me and Frank, we're the main songwriters, and we've been doing this for a long time together. And sometimes we would butt heads because he would want to do something till it's like perfect, and I'd be like, hey, come on, it's already, we wanted this album out in January, it's already May, right? What are we doing here? But we met somewhere in the middle, and the result is we signed with a good independent record label that actually cares about the bands. They like the music, they're sending us emails about the certain songs they like and all that, so it's a win-win.
There you go. For the songwriting process, you mentioned you and Frank are the main songwriters. When you're writing songs, are you writing for your own instrument? Is everyone kind of doing their own instrument, or is it more collaborative? Like you'll come up with a bass part and you'll be like, oh, check this out and try this. Or how does the songwriting process work for you guys?
It usually starts with a guitar riff. And a lot of people don't know this, whether it's me or Frank. Frank also plays the guitar. And if he plays something a little too simplistic, I try to ninth circleize it. I'll add in a few other, some inverted fifths or whatever. Try to heavy up the song or make it a little bit more melodic. But Dave, he's been a great help. Dave's the one that will he'll recommend like a third harmonies in terms of vocals, fifth harmonies. So once we get that riff, we bring it back to rehearsal. It's all three of us in a room just hammering it out.
Yeah, I notice in your live shows, both you and Frank have mics, and then Dave also has like a headset. So are there any parts in the songs that you're all three doing like vocal harmonies?
The Quickening is a big one. In Evil We Trust is a big one. And Arcturus Rising, we didn't play it tonight because we only had 30 minutes.
Right.
And Frontman, of course. But this is the first show that we played in like 2 years, so we didn't play any songs from The Power of One. Because we only had 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, there's a lot of new stuff on this show tonight.
30 minutes had to hit him hard, had to hit him fast. So.
Well, you definitely got the crowd going tonight. So is this, are you on a tour right now that you're doing more shows, or is this like a one-off thing, or what are you guys doing right now?
We're playing June 7th with Cantation, a great power metal band from Southern California. We're kind of networking with them. We're doing the Throwback Metal Festival, which I know you're going to. And you know what? We've gotten so much press from Legions of the Brave just from that one video. It's like over 6,000 hits on YouTube right now. So something's going on, and it's all a result of us just having fun doing what we love, and that transcends.
There you go.
I've played things I didn't want to play, to get a few bucks, but when you like doing what you're doing, it definitely transcends.
So what's your favorite song to play live, and why do you like to play it? Just from anything that you guys do.
I would say All or Nothing. It's still new enough to where it's fun. It's got the power metal. I mean, it's probably no secret if someone's really listening to this interview and they like Malmsteen, that's pure Yngwie. I love that stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of technical guitar work going on, and a lot of technical bass work too. It's not Frank's not just playing the root note. He's playing a lot of lines.
And I think that's what helps fill in the sound. The keyboards, we did add a little bit more to this last CD, but that was basically, we don't have a second guitar player, that was basically to fill in the sound. And Jeff Prentice did it. He did a great job. And just hoping to take it to the next level,
There you go. Well, Dennis, it's been a lot of fun talking to you tonight. I'm a huge supporter of the band. SRO is a huge supporter of the band. So before we sign off, is there anything that you would like to say to your fans who are going to be listening to this?
May 30th, 2014, Legions of the Brave. Available everywhere except for the United Kingdom and the United States. That will be available June 3rd. June 3rd.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Dennis. All right. That was Dennis from Ninth Circle, and we're about to head in and see Primal Fear now. So for all of us here at SRO Magazine, this is Tyler, and I'll see you guys in the pit.